Welcome everybody. Just warming up with a little continuation of an earlier puzzle streak that I was doing. This one I am not getting quickly. You want to take on d7 and then somehow promote the pawn, but I don't see how I can promote the pawn or control the d8 square, so maybe there's another idea. Other threats don't really exist other than this pawn, taking the rook. This is a tough one. I mean, I must be missing something obvious. 26 shouldn't be that hard. I did 57 last night in like 4 o'clock in the morning when I was like half asleep. This should be like easy. Once in a while you do get a tough one or a weird one. I don't get it. I mean, you like push, you take, he takes the rook, and then what do? You take, I see it. Wow, this one could be really tough. Wow. So you take on d7. It's not tough, but it's you gotta like sack the queen on d5. Take on d7 and then take the bishop on d5. You're not looking for that normally. And then rook c8 check. Okay. Took me a while to get it. What's up, Master B? We got a short blitz stream today. Hour and a half. We have 1.5 hours on the clock. So if you'd like to challenge me, please challenge me 5 plus X, where X is between 1 and 5. Alright, you know the drill, guys. Welcome to our American facing stream. What time is it there? Let's see. In the East Coast, we got 6-hour time difference, so it's 7 a.m. 7:25 a.m. on the East Coast, which means it's 3 a.m. for you. That was a fun puzzle. That was fun. We had fun. Take rook a. This is an easy one. I'll show you what to take. That was an easy one. Sometimes you get easy ones. This is a famous theme from the Mora Gambit and other openings, I suppose. Alright, that's easy. Pertzel Bomber. We're taking challenges 5 plus 3. Sorry, 5 plus X, where X is between 1 and 5. I love sounding like I know something about math. Okay. This is pretty weird. My king not feeling real safe here. I want to take the knight, but that doesn't do anything. Oh my goodness. It's just winning the rook on a1. Very, very neat. With check, I might add. So, this has to be a queen trap because we're not touching his king. Hey, we could take the knight. We win a knight. What's up with that? That's a puzzle? Okay, that's just... It's a funny puzzle. I mean, we could take his queen, but he takes our queen. We take his knight, he takes our rook. You know, that doesn't work. But if we just take his knight, he's like down a piece. So it's very deep. This is very deep. Extremely deep. That's an extremely deep puzzle. The old rook endgame. Wow. 4 a.m. It is not 4 a.m. yet. Is it? Isn't it like 3:27? You are 10 hours? No, okay. It's 4:27. Alright, you're right. Right? Right. Right? Wrong. Right, wrong. What time is the Pacific? 4 or 3? This is kind of a weird puzzle. And now what do I do? Oh my gosh. Takes on g6 with check. That's not clear. Like rook takes g6, king h7. That makes me a little nervous. I guess we should play rook check and take the g6 pawn with the king. No, that's not that easy either. This is bizarre. I don't know which way to go with this one. Maybe we'll just stop here because that's kind of annoying and I don't know. Alright, so quick stream, an hour and a half. Boom, here we are. Got my coffee. My coffee was sitting there. I wasn't drinking it. I forgot I had coffee. So it's all ready to go. Not Stockfish. I gained two new followers. Oh, I'm so into followers. You can't see how many followers you have. That's top secret. We have to like subpoena the Epstein files to know how many followers you have. Compare to your peers. I don't have peers. I am peerless. Gobble troll mops. Gobble troll mops. From the Black Forest. Germany. Welcome. Welcome. We have, what do we have for you? We have Blitz Chess Challenges. 5 plus something. No 5-0. We want an increment. We want an increment. Hello? You gobble true mobs. Summer tournament fund is up over $100. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to Acerbate and Gobble Tromops and Sex Draw donated a few bucks yesterday. Gobble Tromops, we are not going to be making it to the World Senior Team Championship because my teammates bailed on me. They're chickens and wimps and losers, so I won't be going to that, but instead we'll find something else. So we have the Summer Tournament Fund. All funds from donations are going to that. We're up over $100 now. Oh shit, the Leechess Live thing. No, I didn't. Thank you, Acerbate. That's so annoying that I have to do that. Oh my god. You have to manually make your stream visible. I've been doing this for 10 years. Like, who the fuck remembers, you know? You've been doing it for 9+ years, and now all of a sudden you have to, like, manually make your stream visible on Leechess by clicking Force Online Check. Stupid. Organize a follower over the board tournament. Wow. Follower tournament. That's a wild idea. I've never organized a real tournament before. I've toyed around with the idea. I used to toy around with the idea of doing it in Cape Cod, which is a nice touristic destination where I used to live in Massachusetts. But Budapest, of course, is also a nice touristic destination in a different way. All right, so yeah, the Slaggy's apartment personal event. Okay, well, if you don't want to challenge me, I'll go back to doing puzzles. Sorry, puzzle themes to be exact. Puzzle streak, sorry. Puzzle streak. I like streakers. Oh, Roll Mops is ready. Alright. Roll Mops is ready. Konnichiwa. So what are we going to do for Sunday simul? I was thinking maybe Dunce Chigorin, night. What if I play the Mexican defense against you? What are you going to do? Bring it on, bro. Oh, no. Well, you ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer. Just make it up as you go along. Carlos Torre. How bad can it be? Okay, this is important now. I have to hit the center before it's too late. Mobilize our queen. You seem to know a little bit about what you're doing here. How do you know what you're doing here? What about F5? Is that a threat? Are you threatening me? No, I mean, knight F6 is okay. If you play F5, it's no problem. Your pawn's overextended. Bring it on, man. What are you going to do? Yeah, opponent left the game. Opponent left the game. Of course he did. He's going to... Oh, queen e2. That's a neat idea. Wow. Bishop b4 check. 20 miles. Influence. Is f5 going to be a problem? You do queen e2, I can do queen e7. Is f5 going to be a problem? I'm going to say it again. Say it again, Sam. Pawn takes e6 actually would have been normal. I can take back with the d pawn there. Maybe I just take. Screw this, you know. This is overrated. This is overrated, bro. Yeah. What are you going to do? I do not know what you're doing either. That makes two of us. Maybe I should just play bishop b7, but that's the problem, because then I don't have a place for Mr. Mom. Mr. Knight. Mrs. Knight. Or Ms. Knight. Ms. Knight needs to go back here. Help. First time chat, and you're a subscriber. You've been gift subbed. You've been gift subbed. Help. I'm the master of European pronunciations with J sounding like a ya. After living here for 20 years. Okay, bishop b4, pinning, threatening d5. Your d5 pawn is overextended. Haha. I tricked you. This is a great opening, you know, against people who don't know offbeat openings, obviously. Give me that pawn. It's not going anywhere. He gets some play with his bishop pair, but I am skeptical. Another pawn. Delicious. And nutritious for black. This is very nutritious. 2 yummy pawns. 3 yummy pawns. 4 yummy pawns. 3 yummy pawns. Can you count with me? Alright. So, castles looks good. Nothing fancy, like bishop a3 maybe. You can't be too careful. You can never be too careful. That's a famous quote. And it applies to chess. But never say never. That's another quote. That kind of quote, too, refutes quote 1. Are you threatening to invade on the 7th rank now? You are. You are a bad hombre. But maybe I should allow it. To give me your bishop to do that, then I... It's too inconvenient to play 96. I'm not going to do that, you know. If you want to try to be fancy here and penetrate on the 7th rank, good luck with that. Hopefully it doesn't work. Nope. He didn't opt for that variation. So now we're good. I think we're good. Nothing to see here, officer. Just move along. How is this guy so fast? We've got another challenge now. The Butcher of Truth. That's weird. You know what's weird? We've played 3 times. But you know what's weird about your name is that I think, Butcher of Truth, that yesterday when I was going through some games, I saw your handle pop up in an opening Explorer moment. Butcher of Truth had a game in the opening Explorer, and I recognized your name because I was like, Butcher of Truth. That's a cool name, you know. I'd forgotten that we had played. I just thought it was a cool name. No relation to the actual Butcher. The Butcher of Sarajevo. So, yeah, anyway. Butchering the truth. A lot of people do that. Some intentionally and some not. Mostly intentionally. Alright, so what's up, guys? Unfortunately, just a short stream today. Fridays I have to work from 3 o'clock teaching. And I have a really like night-based lifestyle these days, so it's hard for me to wake up. Yesterday I had a friend called me at like 10 a.m. Needed my help. It's rare that I get up before 10. But that's what friends are for. So, the roll mops is down 2 pawns, but he's putting up a fight. He's not rolling over easily. Even though he is a roll mop, he's a good roll mopple for those who want to fight and play it out. Not resigning. Oh. That's almost mate. I guess I just trade pieces. I'm not winning anything, but you're down 2 pawns, so it looks kind of tough to stop my outside pawn. You know, I don't think you're going to be stopping that A pawn. You have to play king g1, only legal move. Then we exchange rooks. Good job. And I can't just drop a knight. So I was thinking knight c1, but maybe not knight c1. Maybe a different square. Knight b2. Ooh. Knight b2. That's awkward. So how do you stop this pawn with those bishops? With bishops like that, who needs friends? Look at these pawns. Oh no, who needs friends? You don't have any friends. Your bishops can't stop the pawn. My pawn is immune to your bishops. So let's see what happened in the opening. A quick review. Gobble. Gobble's not a good sound. Gobble roll mops. You played the opening okay. And then, wow, there's no games from this position. How? How would that be possible? Matthias Garusel. I played this German guy in the early 90s in Philadelphia, and I always thought it was that guy, but I wasn't sure. Knight f3, knight f6. This is insane. So I'm the first person. Miles played pawn takes pawn. I guess pawn takes pawn is just good. There's no reason to play anything else. There's no reason to play anything else. I did consider bishop before check, another favorite of Tony's. It's Only Me. And yeah, I mean, you don't have to play e takes d5. Alright, so butchering the truth. What was that? Yes! Got gobble roll mops. $5. Alright. I feel like bringing out my queen knight today. I don't know why. Last night it started. I realized I wasn't playing the Nimzovich much. It's fun to play the Dunst opening with white, too. Speaking of Tony Miles, he liked to play e5 here. So anyways, we're going back into a Pirtz. Vadim Milov style. Now this is a critical move that a lot of people, including myself, that don't like to play d5. It feels like you're a little bit... No, it's weird because you don't have the c pawn. You could play that though right away. I mean, that's maybe the better way to do it. To go ahead and play d5 immediately. How did you play this move order though? You played knight f3. Yeah, you played a weird move order. A little bit of a weird move order. So what do? E6 here? Normally I would go for c6, but this a6 thing, what the hell's going on over there? I mean, you're delaying your development, so... Dude, I had a dream last night. I had a weird chess-related dream about being at some weird chess tournament. Magnus was there. I keep getting Magnus on my Facebook friends suggestions. It's really strange. Like, we have 2 mutual friends. I hate Facebook, by the way, but I use it. Hey, Magnus, want to be my friend? But it's just weird, you know what I mean? Like, I've been on Facebook for like 8 years or more. Maybe 10 years, right? 10 years, basically as long as I've been doing this. And I never had Magnus as like a friend suggestion, but now I'm suddenly getting Magnus as my friend suggestion. They must be getting desperate. Magnus recently added 2 friends. Anyway, I don't like to collect friends. People like to collect friends on social media. It's stupid. I don't just ask random people to be my friend. What does it mean to be a Facebook friend anyway? Meaningless. Butcher of Truth. Like, he likes to roll the dice. Anyway, so I had this dream, and we were playing chess in the dream, some tournament. Magnus was there. I was analyzing. I wasn't hanging out with Magnus in the dream, but he was there, and like, weird that I don't normally have like straight up chess dreams so often. What am I gonna do here? Not a huge fan of my position, but okay, yeah, it looks all right. This control of e4. I'm playing like Aliakim. Yesterday, we saw a game Aliakim played with black against Spielman with Acerbate, and it looked like this. I don't like to do this to my king side. That seems kind of strange. I think it's a little bit suspicious, honestly. I don't like the way I played this. It's going to be hard to justify that weakening of my king side. Normally we try to be careful. Have a nice weekend. Thank you, Gobble Trollmops. Thanks for donating. $5. That's a big beer or a coffee. Good luck mopping those trolls. Troll mopper. Anybody here watched any bad movies lately? Lately I've been watching some old, like, 90s movies that are, like, free to watch. No wonder they do so many remakes. Like, the special effects and stuff make the older movies really cheesy. Alright, so what are we talking about? We got another challenge. Nefidov is here. Nefidov. How do we get Nefidov to play more 2200s? Gotta raise your rating. You know, people are like, Rating's not important, and I agree, but it is important for one reason, that if you have a higher rating, you get to play better players. That's the only reason why rating should really be important. The FIDE Freestyle World Championship is taking place. Oh, brother. Because Bobby Fischer is not PC, we can't call Fischer random. Whatever happened to Chess 960? Is that like... That's also not PC for some reason? Oh, it has 69 in it. That's not politically correct. Chess 960. It doesn't sound as cool as Freestyle. Someone's behind this Freestyle renaming of Chess 960. Clearly. It's like a marketing scam. Probably chess.com. But not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was, there's on Lee Chess a message about it, you know. FIDE World Championship Freestyle. But how do you... They said they invited players to the Freestyle World Championship? Okay, well that's kind of arbitrary. They invited players, and Hikaru declined. Good for him. FIDE is run by a guy who's the president, who's you know, on like sanctions lists and shit. He needs to resign. So you have a very strong knight coming to f5, which is a big problem for me. But I have a fork, Forkington. What's he gonna do then? With a threat of 92? Maybe black's winning. Yeah. Dvorkovich needs to resign. I'm surprised he's not in the Epstein files. No, seriously. Epstein wanted contact with the Russians. You'd think like Dvorkovich would be the perfect contact. Well, they should have sent him in there to hang out with Epstein. Maybe he'll come out. Alright, that knight is just not nice. You're not nice. Bishop is somewhat limited. Dvorkovich Epstein connections wouldn't surprise me. Actually, they have a lot in common. They're both rich. They've both been involved in some way, directly or indirectly, some funny stuff. Alright, Queen H5. This is what I expected. Easy. How's your queen... excuse me, it's not trapped. Because of G4, bishop F4. So I have to come back. Kick you out. I don't understand how like Western chess federations just go along with FIDE. Just continuing to go along with it. There needs to be some kind of alternative. European and North American chess federations should just like leave. It's so corrupt, it's stupid. Well, what if I just play F4? You have some sacrificial... Yeah, he might sack a piece. It's a little bit awkward, actually. I was thinking rook e4. There's nothing wrong with that. The b7 pawn is a little bit weak. Twitch is a poorly written app. You should try our friends at Microsoft Teams, Masturbate. When I think of bad programming, I think of Microsoft Teams. They had to do away with Skype, which was like not great but better, you know. But I don't know. I never tried Twitch on my phone. I think there's a lot of issues with that, you know. That these apps are whatever, a lot of issues with them being, you know, usable on both mobile and PC makes it tricky. But yeah, they have enough money that they should be able to. I agree. They should be able to keep things moving along. I have no mate. What am I doing with this move? I just left my f5 pawn hanging. Butcher of Truth is a little bit too much of a psycho. I can take... No, I can't. I have to go back. Well, I don't have to go back, but I don't want to drop my f5 pawn. I wonder if Butcher of Truth is a smurf, like it's another account. He joined 6 years ago, so probably not. There's other people like that haven't been around for a while, like Mozart. He never comes anymore. I don't know what happened to him. Whatever happened to Mozart? Wow. What do I do? Yeah. I could always move my king. If he gets to c3 or something, we can just move the king. It's no problem. That bishop is not really happy camper. Are you trying to carve it out with c5? Yeah, we're gonna play f4 if you try anything fancy with c5. Knights before bishops. He's seen better days. Alright, so that went downhill for white. That's your classic London system bishop. Now, bishop h2 with the idea of bishop g1. But I think you had a good position, Butcher of Truth. I think that you outplayed me in the opening, and you only lost this game in the latter stages. No counterplay. No counterplay for you. We're taking all of his pawns. Alright, but let's take a quick look at the opening again. I like the way that I played it. Because of his funky move order with knight f3, I played d6. He doesn't have like d4, c4. So on this is a pretty standard position. You know, you can play d5 right away though. The problem with d5 right away is if you play d5 right away, I move my knight back to b8. You can't play c4 anyway because I have knight takes e4, so this is main move. I played c3 in a game last year, 2 years ago. It's pretty lame. Here, vassals. So you went d5. So d5 is the best scoring move for white. Once I saw Novikov play a really nice game in this against Witkovich. Bishop c4, number one move. Why does that move have such a good score? A4 unusual. castles, and then a5. So this is a TN. Spending a little too much time on this expansion, but okay. And now what should I do? Normally I do c6, but I did e6. And now the engine wants to play a6 to stop a6. I could play knight a6. I did this. Everything I did was okay, apparently. Even g5. Anyway, alright. Onward and upward. So Nefedov, good luck. Apostamission. Hello, sire. How do I play against you? You have to be on Lichess, because I don't play on other sites much. And, you challenge me here. My account is Sparklehorse on Lichess. You have to challenge me to 5 plus 1 through 5. So increment between 1 and 5. I don't play sudden death here on the stream because I like to have time to talk about the games a little bit. Boom. Yeah, take that, Nefedov. Remember, we had this before. Nefedov doesn't have an answer to knight c3. f5. So now he's really hoping for e4 when he can transpose to something he knows. f4 is a fun line. Do I trust it? No. I don't trust it. It's a blitz game, what the fuck? Yeah. I don't know about this. This is risky. I played d4 yesterday. That's definitely not good. I think we have to play knight f3. Things get interesting. No, e3 is possible. But a move that has no threat. Oh, now you decide to play that. That's surprising. Really? Did we have this once before? I feel like I had something similar with Nefedov once. It's like a hybrid King's Gambit, Colorado Gambit. With colors reversed. Hey, what's up, WJ? WJ, so knight e5. My knight has a retreat square. That's very good news. Wow. e4 or e3? e3? e3. If it's e3, it's for me. e3? This is okay? Are you okay? Nefedov just reels off the moves. It doesn't matter. It's a position he's never played before. He's so quick. Just showing. This looks like King's Gambit. Right. Precisely. Very closely related to the King's Gambit. And he's supposed to be confused, but he's playing faster than me. He doesn't seem confused. So what's the problem here? Looks good. I don't know. It looks okay. I don't see a problem for me. Seems like a good King's Gambit. Knight c3 is the only move that can be played against Nefedov to get an advantage. WJ Loof is back at work, killing a minute before... Uh-oh. Not suitable for work, WJ Loof. NSFW. Online chess is NSFW. Alright, so Nefedov, now he's using his time. Wow. Rip late square bishop. Gaining time on my queen. Is there any reason for me to go somewhere other than f3? f5, you might say, is a more active square. This looks really good for white. Bro. Oh shit. It's okay. I just realized that my intended plan may not be so good. So I'll have to play bishop e5. So where were you planning on castling again? Oh, castle's queenside? Where were you planning on castling again? Oh my god. That's insane. You're insane. You are insane. Should I castle kingside too? We'll both castle kingside. Unbelievable. I was going to play g4 a minute ago. Next thing I know, I'm castling kingside. Unbelievable game. Hitting the knight in f6, so... How do you feel about pawn structure? Sire. Why not rook h3? Wow. I mean, it's not a move that's normally on my radar. I never looked at rook h3. There's too many other moves. I've been mostly concerned about getting my king to a safe position, but rook h3 eluded me. I was looking for g4, to be honest. But I decided that g4 wasn't that big a deal. He could just like go bishop g7 probably. Although I wouldn't be surprised if g4 was a good move. I think rook h3 it's a little bit. It's not very fundamental. Let's just put it that way. We have important stuff to do, like develop g4 also. But I think that the principles here are the most important thing, and we're really not castled. Our king's in the center of the board. Yeah, rook h3, an interesting idea. If I could safely castle queenside, that would definitely be an idea. But my king's still in the center. Sire. Everybody like says sir all the time. It's weird. Okay, so queen d7, that looks like a pretty logical move. Shit. Bishop h6. God damn, queen d7. Why do you have to play this good move? Wow. Oh my god. h5. h5, h6. Bishop h6. Bishop h6. Bishop h6, queen f6, bishop e3 check, king h1. Dude, that looks pretty dangerous for black. I mean, he's going to have to be careful there. But I think the black can defend. Rook d1, queen e6, rook d1. I'll get into some kind of endgame. I don't even know if I'm better here. But I am concerned that I have a bad bishop. And after bishop h6, queen f6. Actually, he probably shouldn't do that, what I just said. This is probably a mistake. That's a mistake too. So we're both making a lot of mistakes now. No, I think I'm better in this endgame. How much better, though? The knight on g4 can be solidly protected. Pawn takes. Pawn takes would be funny. I don't know. I think it's like pretty close. Rook doubles. Looks like white's better. We have to calculate. You have that weird move, rook 93, I mean. Okay, h5, rook f5, 93, rook g5, check. Ultimately, black's pawn structure has never really been quite as good as white's, and this is causing him some minor discomfort. Tell me if you feel the little pinch. You might feel a slight pinch. Oh. Don't worry, it's not mate. So rook takes check, king g7, whatever, rook f2. Rook f3 or rook f2? Rook f2. Unbelievable. Tactical genius. He's a tactical genius. What am I gonna do? What? There? Why there? Thought he would go the other way. You know, that was the point of my move. You know, the 92. Oh man, now he's probably getting mated. Yeah, he messed up. Alright, so he had gotten back in the game. Yeah, he got back in the game with f6. This is awkward after f6. I had to play this, and now he blundered. He's a pawn down, but my rook is tragically misplaced. Good game. Good game. I've got a request to join our team. Sam Bell. 4 challenges. So how we doing? I've got to leave before 3, so we have like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 40 minutes. Opossum. Opossum. Yeah, opossum. No. Opossumosishon. Opossumosishon. Dr. Javingo just jumped in front. Dr. Javingo's playing another game. Get out of here. I'm not doing a simul. I'm not playing in a simul. Alright. Anything between 5-1 and 5-5 and no sudden death and no rated. Okay, another. This weekend is going to be my knight c6, knight c3 simul. Oftentimes I'll play d6 there. I don't play the Nizovich very often, but you know, it's funny that this move if you go in the opening explorer and look at over the board games, knight c6 is the second best scoring move for black against e4. The best scoring move for black against e4 is g6. So take that and put it in your pipe and think about it. People know classical openings better, but more marginal things. The modern is good. I mean, g6 is good. I should play the modern more. Okay, f4 main line. Don't really know this too well. I just kind of go by instinct. Go with the flow. The move order would be more common for me to play. I think I messed up there. I had knight b4. Shit. I had knight b4. Actually, no, because knight b4 you can play knight a3. Maybe that's not so bad. Yeah. Actually, I'm not so sure. Bishop b5. Okay, you have a lot of pawns on dark squares, so I don't think you're trading that bishop off. You're bluffing. You trade that bishop off, you have no guardian of the white squares. Guardians of the galaxy. Yeah, see? You were bluffing. I knew it. Takes and knight g6, or just knight g6. Bit of a weird move. It's either that or knight c8, you know, and c8 I hate that. That's like the worst. I hate that. People do that in the Caro-Kann, you know, knight c8. Ugh. So you can put your knight on a bad square to go to another bad square, which is b6. Yeah, g6 is better. This is like a Caro-Kann. Happens in the advanced Caro-Kann. I have a lot of experience playing the Caro-Kann, although it never liked me. I never had good results with the Caro-Kann. I still have a lot of practice, and this is like an advanced Caro with the structure. Never release the tension. Never get out of the boat. Please keep both hands inside the boat while the ride is in motion. Knight b4 would still be an option. You know, normally white plays c3 early on. This guy just doesn't do c3. He's allergic to c3. But the irony is that if I ever play knight b4, he just goes knight a3 anyway, so if he's never going to move his knight, it's never a problem. And I don't have c5 to back it up. If I had knight b4 and I could follow up with c5, we're good. But I don't have it because he has the bishop on e3. Now we have knight b4. And now it's still white has an answer. The awkward but effective knight e1. Though I can play c5. So let's try it for fun. The key here is that I can play c5. I'm a little bit worried about g4 suddenly. Oh man. I can always put my bishop on e4, but that was not the plan. I think this move was a mistake. I'm just going to end up having to go back. And if c5, white has g4, and it's very annoying. So I played this move in the wrong moment. Okay, well, whatever. There doesn't seem to be any sort of tactic here. And you're threatening to trap my bishop. Well, not trap it, but I mean, bishop e4 is bad. So, queen d7. Okay, wait. I have c5, and then g4 takes. Bishop takes d4. But I seem to be screwed there. Bishop d to e4 check. My light squares are gonna go. So I don't have any good place for my bishop. A possum motion. Very strong bullet player. Knight h4. Okay, bishop g5. I don't know. Doing all sorts of things I wouldn't normally do. But white is really undeveloped here. Maybe 4 was a mistake. I missed 91 and g4. Guys, I have a short stream. 40 minutes remaining. I mean, if he moves the bishop back or something, I can play knight e7, and my bishop has retreat square, so that solves the problem. But if he does take... Alright, now we play knight e7. I think. I could consider other options. Whatever. I like this. Master of 2 ranks. He's got all of his pieces on 2 ranks. He was very deliberate about not playing c3. It's really strange. I mean, that's such a common move in this line. And he was like just religiously unwilling to play c3 till now. I don't know. I mean, he, it wasn't hard to find knight e1 because it was his only move. But he took forever to play it, which was kind of weird. Can you pick me? Oh, I don't pick people. I just take them in order that they're there. Yeah, picking people sounds unfair. I just take them in order. So Tientas is next, then Redusa and Advik chess. So, well, now the knight coming to c5 is really nasty. I've been getting this a lot lately. So, alright, that's not cool. That's not happening. Yeah, he's a good player, this guy. You can tell. He's, like, positionally played well. I had a game yesterday against an anonymous player who also beat me in Nimzovich. But in that game, I made a terrible mouse mistake. Now I can go back. Mouse mistake. Otherwise known as a mouse slip in some circles. Dude's like freaking Karpov, He's got the frog. The Portland frog. Don't analyze people's ratings. I should know that by now. Okay. This guy's so steady. Steady Eddie. Steady Eddie. Yeah, that's my bad bishop, so I don't mind trading that off at this point. Well, I mean, any sort of exchange of bishops is probably favorable for him. You see? He's going to make me do it. He's better. He's a genius. Now my e6 pawn is a liability. He's threatening knight g4 or not. Not really afraid of knight g4. Oh, I have knight h4. Knight h4. It's like white is better there. We can start getting into crazy tactics. This guy's not a tactics. He's a positional player. He's not a tactics. That's fine. He's a human being, not a tactics. I'm trying to say he's not tactically in style a tactical guy. Stylistically speaking. Very positional. Like ridiculously so. I feel like I'm playing the You feel like you're playing the bot again. He's totally outplaying me. Systematically, you know, with the space. 2354 in bullet. 2000 in blitz. You know, that's weird. Kind of weird. Anyway. So what am I gonna do? He's evil, Jack. He's evil. I have H5. Oh no, he's so greedy. He was kind of greedy. He was greedy, Jack. What's that about? Panicking. Oh my god. He has that now? No way. Holy shit. Bishop takes h4. Dude, this is so weird. Oh my god. What the hell is going on? It's like a huge bullet player. We have monster knights, though. Super knights. You gotta kind of wonder how the guy could be, you know, so low rated in blitz and so high rated in bullet. It's very strange. He never makes a blunder or anything. It's very bizarre. He's not trying to win, is he? That could be a big mistake. I don't think you have any business here trying to win. Wow, Bangtown, California's here. Nice, bro. Thank you. Nice job. Super gifts. Possum had no business trying to win. He should have just taken the draw. Take the draw, man. Just take the draw. Always take the draw. Super gift subs. Super duper. State trooper. What am I gonna do? Ah. Yeah, this guy's very strange. It's very strange, right? This time management, you know? He's like the master of Zero Ink. Wow. The Incas. Somebody plays too much bullet chess. But a very strange time management. Thank you, Bangtown, for a huge 5 gift subs. We were a little distracted to concentrate there. So, gift subs go to Adam Normalfish is here. Sorry, Adam Normalish is here. And Fulgarash, Itza Shutosh, Swigarname, and Spark 2109. Guys, I gotta go in like 30 minutes. But that was crazy, you know. What a weird game. Tintas. Fulgarashi. No. Fulgarash. Alright. So Tintash. Tibor Fulgarashi. My old friend. Alright, let's go. So, yeah, anyway, I decided to play e4. What do we do? This is a trendy line. Not very exciting. But the endgame is favorable for white. And I like playing endgames. I like playing endgames especially because most people suck at endgames. And so we have even a bigger edge than normal. Here I think knight up bd2 might actually be the most common move. I don't know the theory, per se, of this variation. It doesn't objectively promise white an advantage. But it's easy to play. I've played knight e5 before. I don't think that's considered to be a big deal. Nothing's really a big deal here. I mean... But Tintas was smart not to go for the endgame, because the endgame is better for white. I mean, you take on e4, I have a pawn on e4, and I just dominate the center. A lot of people think trading queens automatically equalizes for black, and it doesn't. You know, it just doesn't. It doesn't matter that the queens are gone. You have less control of the center. So, it's important if you play the Caro-Kann not to underestimate this kind of line. This guy's playing this basically perfectly, which is not completely surprising, because it's a pretty trendy variation, honestly. So again, I don't have anything here. He's going to do typical Caro-Kann stuff, like attacking that diagonal. I'm basically playing like the old Indian with white, and his setup is actually a very flexible one. I would recommend this, what he's doing here. Perfect, more or less. He doesn't commit the knight to f6. He keeps the pieces behind the pawn chain. Very strong play by a player who's, you know, he's only 1700 on Lichess, so surprised to see the opening that well played. Doesn't make the mistake of exchanging on e4. Most people do. You know, I see people... I mean, you could play this endgame after pawn takes pawn, and masters have it, but it is a concession. I mean, I do think that it's a mistake, objectively. So anyways, I got time for a couple games. Now that's not a rational move to play, against a higher rated player. That's really crazy. There's no reason to do h5. That's caveman, Now you're probably worse. Black was playing a very solid type of setup, and suddenly he played h5. It doesn't seem justified. That's totally not what the plan is supposed to be. It's kind of the opposite. Now it turns into like an advanced variation of the Caro-Kann, or an open variation, or a kind of main line. If he takes, or if he lets me push to e5, then, what the heck is h5 about? So this is not an exchange French where you're castled queenside and you're throwing a pawn storm at me, and I haven't even played h3. I love the way he played until h5, just normal move there. Knight e7, or queen c7. Maybe queen c7 isn't good. Okay, then queen b8 to give your bishop the retreat square, c7. Thanks, guys, for the gift subs from Bangtown, California. I had some earlier gift subs yesterday from another player, regular. So thanks to you guys, I can keep streaming. Otherwise, I have to go back to being a degenerate poker player. All right. So which way do we have to take? We have to take with the bishop? Not necessarily. I have knight takes, pawn takes e4, knight g5. That doesn't look right. Okay. But again, okay, now I'm threatening d5. I also have e5 with a big space advantage. So black is in trouble. One mistake. But a big one. Bishop takes h5 is kind of risky. Interesting. If I just take on d5, you have queen h4. Maybe knight g4. I feel like taking the central pawn is much more fundamental than grabbing the h5 pawn. Open the h file against myself? No. This has got to be the right way to go. Take the central pawn. He's not castled. If he castles kingside, he's totally screwed. If he doesn't castle, he's screwed. If he takes back, he has to take back. He's thinking about crazy moves like knight g4, queen h4, but whatever. This is terrible. Exactly. I can take twice on d5. I don't have to. I mean, I even have like c4, honestly, which probably is a huge advantage for white. If you don't necessarily want to be materialistic about it, you can try to rip him a new one here. I almost have rook takes c6. I mean, who knows? Maybe bishop takes h5 with the idea of rook takes c6 is legit. So he just went crazy. This is not to be underestimated. Check, check. Okay, this is actually kind of dangerous. Queen h4 check, and then holy shit. Queen h4 check, and then king g1, knight g4. Then I have to take. He takes with the pawn, and I have to evacuate with like king f1. He checks on h1. I go king e2. He takes on g2. I'm up a piece. I mean, I should be winning there. King f1, though, I mean, it's a possibility. Because of the double attack, I have to take. So he has nothing better than, you know, what I was just talking about. Still, white has to be very careful, but I'm up a piece. This queen gets back. So there's some danger here, for sure. Which way should I take? Not open the line? He has like rook h2. Kind of scary. Wow. Well, first off, dude, whatever. All right. If rook h2, rook f1 defends f2. Same thing. Check. Queen a4 check is interesting. It also gives my king a flight square. Oh no. The other queen. The other queen. Well, that was exciting. Yeah, he gave me a little bit of a scary position. But I was always under control. So d takes c6 is a mistake. I should take on e6, but I didn't want to risk opening the e file. That's hard to say. Anyway, alright. We got very limited time, so maybe another game or two. Redusa. No correspondence games. Thanks for the love. ACE, I can't play InfoWars. Walter Goodman. Alright. If there's another game, that'll be the last one, but I don't think I have time for two. This is probably my last game. Glideson is back. We should do another stream every week at this time. Sorry, I'm like sneezing. Alright. Allergies. Alright, so we're back. This is the last game. I gotta do lessons. Back with the bird. That was a fun game though, even though it was unsound by black. You know, it was still fun. Weird birds opening. I like to play different stuff. Chess is boring if you play the same openings every game. That's why I banned the London system from my streams. My simuls, I mean. Guys, we host a simul every Sunday. And this week is no exception. So if you like to play a longer game, I do classical simuls every week on Sunday night at 6:37 p.m. Central European time. Hate wasting a tempo on h3, but polar bears. Is this the polar bear? This isn't a polar bear, is it? Heinrich Danielson. I played Heinrich Danielson a couple years ago. He was a very nice guy. Icelandic grandmaster. I think he lives somewhere else though. He lives in like Denmark. Okay, castles queenside. What is this? Oh yeah. Okay. But Danielson would play the birds opening all the time. Very few grandmasters who play the birds with white. You know, I mean, it's not common. He wrote some book, I think. But the bird it's interesting, you know, because you got a lot of players who have no clue what they're doing. You know, if you play f4 or knight c3 and f4, the birds and the dunst opening too. These openings deserve to be played more, especially with people learning the openings better and better all the time. Doing courses on websites like Chessable or whatever. I think the value of offbeat openings is going up as more and more players know, you know, 30 Muso theory in the whatever Caro Kann. Why play mainline openings? There's even more cause to not play mainline stuff now, you know. Freestyle chess. Not Eastern USA. Eastern European Central Time. I said Eastern, I'm sorry. European Central Time. ECT. Did I say European Central Time? ECT. Am I alright? CET. Central European Time. ECT. I'll be alright. You know, it's just minor dementia. I'm not even dyslexic, but when I'm tired, I get kind of dyslexic. Producers played this very well. Tiredness causes dementia and dyslexia. So what's up? This looks like a pretty classical kind of line. It's we're having a conversation with this guy. So CET, Central European Time. I'm sorry. Sunday, 7 p.m. CET. Guys, I got to go after this game. But thanks for tuning in. We had a good turnout. Lots of games. And give subs. I should do another stream at this time. Here we go. H5, knight g4. That was the theme from last game. I think that this opponent is too all or nothing. And he plays chess like it's, you know, automatically a battle to the death. It's almost like draws don't exist. You know, draws are an important facet of chess. It's a legal result in between winning and losing, and it's very important because while it might not seem like it's important on the internet in a random game, in tournaments they're very important because it changes the standings. You know, a half point is a lot better. A half point is 50% better than losing. But when I play against certain people, it seems like they either like, they're just like Harry Kiri, you know, they go crazy. You can leverage the threat of a draw against a higher rated player. It's a very important weapon. And people who say like draws are boring, well, draws may be boring in the end, but they affect the way that we play, and it's a huge part of the rules of the game. So I think you shouldn't be so all or nothing. You know, you're not playing optimally if you act like, you know, a draw isn't a legitimate result. You're at a disadvantage if you play as if draws are not a legitimate result. You're putting yourself at a distinct disadvantage competitively. You have to accept that draws are part of the game. Play normally. If the game's a draw, the game's a draw. You know? Doesn't mean you have to play for draws or like draws, but to pretend that it's not part of the game or I'm only going to win or lose is like irrational. You're going to get worse results overall. So I feel like this player, you know, we have like very, very few draws. You could see 10, 20 games, there's been one draw. And that's not because of me, you know. Not enough draws for his strength. You know, he should have some more draws. But some people are the opposite. The draws are you know, oftentimes like a very good game. Both sides played well. That's a natural result in a chess game. That was tough. I didn't know what to do there. But his pawn structure looks terrible after this. Long term. What are the long-term aspects of playing, you know, ramifications of playing d4? Right now, your pawns aren't weak, right? These pawns aren't weak now, but they will be later on. You know? You're going to be screwed because of those pawns. In 20 moves. My fan is dying. I have this, like, fan that I use for white noise and circulation, and it's dying. It just like turns itself off. Knight takes or bishop takes? Bishop takes? Maybe. My bishop's not exactly very active. Because the knight on d5 looks pretty annoying, actually. Alright. That's the way you want to be about it. I don't want to fix his pawn structure necessarily. So what do we want to do? b4? He's going to play knight d5 anyway. Very annoying. That's a good move, bishop e6. That is a very good move. Guys, I got to go after this game. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It was fun. We'll be back on Sunday. I gotta watch knight h5. He was looking at this all the time, which is fine. The good news is there's no knight g3 check, and my king is safe for now. I have another plan to do it that way. This way I can freeze his a pawn. I was actually thinking like a4, a5. Yeah, we take most challengers on Sunday. Sunday. Not Saturday, Sunday. Ace. Trash. No. 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 Come on. Last game. Boom, boom, boom. Isolated double pawns. Isolated pawn. You undoubled your double isolated pawns. Very good, very good. At least you tried. I could play b5. No, I don't like it. I'll tell you, it's a complicated situation, but I'll let you fix your pawn structure to some degree, but I still want to get my knight to c4. Do you have knight b6 now? Knight b6, bishop a5. It's a very good square. Can you hear me now? It's David David Lynch. Yeah, whatever. Okay, fine. This guy's a genius. You know, maybe I should consider f5 because this is the birds opening. Can you hear me now? What's my plan? Take on there and fix his pawn structure? I keep playing for a good knight. You know, like, oh, you're just going to let me do that? Wow. I'm happy if you're happy. Now I'm threatening f5. Sort of. Ooh, that looks dangerous. Stepping out. Steppenwolf. He's stepping out into the center. Don't panic. Oh my goodness. I need this open line. Wow. Knight check. Oh, you have a move there. Okay, so takes first, then check. We're still not winning. We're better, but we're not winning. There doesn't seem to be any killer move. Killer whales. Are you gonna make it to an end game? You have Rook F8. I missed that. That sucks. Alright. So, I don't know. This is probably a draw. Probably a draw. Oh. 93, I just realized, is freaking dangerous. That's not good. This is likely not a win for white. I don't have enough advantage. What are you doing there? Can you not do that, please? I don't think he should trade bishops because he has a slightly worse structure in a knighting game. That could be a bad scene. My last move a little sketchy. Okay, what? Knight d8 check, winning a pawn. Oh no, he missed that. Yeah, that's bad. Oof. He was hoping for the other way, you know, knight d4, and he pins me. But he blundered. Yeah, where are you going? You going to a4? But that doesn't matter. Oh no. Alright. Black should have held that endgame. You know, I mean, he's okay there. Look at that. Look at that line, the flat line. He was fully equal after knight c4. When he played king e7 and freaked out. I missed 95. It's apparently stronger. And then again, I had an advantage. I still had an advantage, and I let him equalize again. Well, there's not much I could do. This is a draw. I really only had that one shot to win the game. Right there. This is my only win. Knight e5 check, and I missed it. What's the big deal with knight e5 check? Knight e5 check, king e8, and then rook b7. Okay. That's not that easy to see. I didn't see what this even does. That's winning. I don't even have... Okay, I'm threatening bishop takes c7. I didn't realize how strong this is. You know, that's kind of weird. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for playing. Bangtown, California. Thanks for your gift subs. Appreciate it, guys. We'll see you soon. See you Sunday. Simul Sunday. Nefidov, thanks for coming in. Taking regular breaks. Taking regular breaks. Good idea. There you go. Good advice from Nefidov. Even a long game.